All right, welcome everybody. How's everyone doing out there? Let's show your excitement by hitting some ones on the Zoom and hitting the ones on YouTube. Welcome everybody on Zoom. Welcome everyone on YouTube. Happy holidays from the Nexus ecosystem to you, first and foremost. Hope you guys have a safe, blessed holiday. By the way, we are having a special holiday call tonight with all of us and lots of groups. So invite your family, friends, and have some fun with us tonight at the holiday party, which the information is all in the Telegram for you guys. And we are excited, guys. We've, again, momentum is building massively into and through the holidays. I think we're all going to be very happy in the crypto space, especially in the ecosystem of Nexus, as we roll into the new quarter of the new year. We have lined up and have been lining up lots of amazing projects, amazing news, amazing updates, amazing people, and teams and leadership. And there's one thing that there's no shortage of, and that's Peter and I on calls making things happen for all of us. And the team is doing amazing as well. So with that being said, let's pass it over to Mr. Peter Ganner.
Hey guys, welcome and thank you for joining us. Again, thank you for being part of the Nexus Eco True Badger family. As Corey was saying, we're just having call after call after call. And I think earlier on we had talked about that our goal was to build the community. And then with that community, great projects would come. As a matter of fact, I believe the greatest projects on the planet will eventually come to what we are doing. And it's already being shown. We just got off a call with a project that wants to work with us. They want us to help them in bringing a token forward and with their NFTs. And we had projects we were on the phone with yesterday. Same thing. One of these projects is actually going to be a subject, the core of a major motion picture that will come out hopefully the end of 2022. So the people that we're talking to, I had a call with some gentlemen 3:30 in the morning my time, 3 o'clock in the morning my time, that are based out of Austria and Dubai, who have contacts, unbelievable contacts. They actually own 2 decentralized exchanges. They want to work with us. And they essentially had talked to us about putting us on their exchanges. Well, they've come back to us now and said, we want to do something much bigger, huge, right? Our software development guys, for you guys, we've mentioned we're getting into the NFT space. We're not only getting into the NFT space, but because of our developer who has developed True Badger, helped us with develop the smart contracts for Catapult, for Insights, for Safufi. All of our smart contract work, they're the ones that are building CNP, Community NFT Project. What's special about it? There's 50 other sites out there, 500 other sites out there that are doing NFTs and launching platforms. What makes us different? It's the developers that we're working on, and there's a technology, muon.net, which is a major mover in this space, getting ready to launch their token, getting ready to launch their software. Well, the great part about it is that there's 50 other people that want to utilize their software for some form or fashion, 50 other projects they're working on. However, because of the fact that our lead developer is their lead developer, the team that is working to build CNP, the Community NFT Project, are the people who helped establish and build the technology that will utilize their form of what an NFT will be, the new version of the NFT. As well as we've come up with very unique ways of doing our NFTs that we don't believe anybody's ever done before. So between the uniqueness that we bring to the table, the uniqueness our software developers bring to the table, we're just not getting into the NFT space. We're going to begin to direct, guide. We're early adopters in this space. That is the same thing we're doing with Safufi and moving this stuff forward. So right now, if you look at the market caps and where we're at, it's nothing compared to where we're going. I see, some people are selling their tokens and moving out. I mean, I'm sure some people said, oh, I need to sell some tokens to buy Christmas presents or do this or do that. I've seen people do crazy things, sell their, SAFU-fied tokens or True Badger tokens. And I'm just going to say it the way it is and go and put those funds into a piece of crap project that's not going to go anywhere. And I say that not just because it's not a True Badger or a Nexus ecosystem. I went and looked at the project. Some of these projects are outright scams, guys. And you can tell by just doing the homework on them, the vetting, that there's no docs team, there's no real anything behind them. They are going to be projects that they'll end up losing money on if they stay in those projects. I was telling Corey a story and of something that happened, and he knew it happened. We were at our event in Las Vegas, and someone decided to sell about $100,000 in True Badger tokens. It brought the market cap down about $1 million. They put that in another project. Real world, guys. I'm going to actually document this at some point. We'll hide the names to protect I can't say innocent. I think it's the guilty, right? In this case. But they literally sold $100,000 for the True Badger, brought our market cap down, and essentially lowered the market cap of what they kept because they didn't sell all their tokens. They kept some. So they brought the value of their own tokens down. They paid the swap out tax of 10%. The token that they bought had a tax on it, so they paid 10% to get in there. At that time, that token was at a little bit over a $50 million market cap. So that's what they bought in at, 48, 51, 52 million by the time they put it all in. Well, today that market cap is at 21 million. True Badger at that time was at about a 34 million. They brought it to 33. It right now sits at a $29 million market cap. So if you do the math on that, the swap out fee, the swap in fee for the other token, the fact that they went from 51 million down to 20 million, which is about a 60% reduction, essentially $100,000 in True Badger tokens, which would be worth probably about 85 right now, is now worth less than $35,000 of the other token. That means that $50,000, they didn't get the reflection. They didn't get airdrops that they would have gotten into SAFU-fied. Guys, it kills me when I watch people make bad decisions and they don't understand what we're building with the Nexus ecosystem, what we're putting forward here. I am telling you right now, there is not a single token that we've launched so far that is even close to the market cap that it will achieve. And in order for us to be here, guys, okay, and I'm going to say this right now. If you have a friend and they buy and sell tokens, they get in today, they get out tomorrow, they get in today, they get out tomorrow, they get in today, they get out tomorrow. When the NSI software launches, tell them about that. Do not tell them about our token launches. Do not tell them. We need to be part of our token launches. And this is not for me, guys. This is not for me. I'm a token holder just like you are, okay? Lead manager. I get to manage the projects, move them forward, and do all that stuff, right? But this is where we need to be as a community. Guys, if we want the biggest and the best, let me ask you guys this question. Put in a 2 if you would like to have the opportunity to get in the absolute best token projects launching next year, this next year, the following year, and the following year after that. Put in a 2 if that's what you want to be. Okay. The way we accomplish that is by the foundation we build of the early token holders. And I'm going to explain it a little bit more in detail. So in phase 1, phase 2, the first 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people that come in, if those 3,000 to 4,000, 5,000 people are all people that say, oh my goodness, I put in 380 and now it's worth 2,000, I'm selling it. Oh, it was worth 2,000, now it went down to 1,600, I'm selling it. That is not the type of people that projects will go, oh my goodness, I want to be involved with that, because that's a market cap that goes up and a market cap that comes back down. What we need to build as a community is the base. Phase 1, phase 2 are people that are able to and understand holding. And now that does not mean that you do not have access to that capital at some point. But here's what I found is, just talked to someone yesterday. They borrowed money to put into a token project. Okay. First of all, guys, bad idea. Okay. I don't care if it's True Badger. I don't care if it's Catapult. I don't care what it is. You should not be borrowing money to get into a project. Why? Because if you have to pay it back and it's a short-term loan, then the only thing you can do is sell it, pull the liquidity out. You just harmed the foundation that we laid out for the project. The funds, and again, not financial advice, the funds that should be going in phase 1, phase 2, you want to do it on PancakeSwap, that's great. Phase 1, phase 2 should be funds that you can say, you know what, these are going to be tied up for 3, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months before I can pull out my initial. Let's say you swapped in for $300 worth of BNB. That $300 in BNB, you should think for at least is tied up for at least 3 months, if not 6 or 9. And then if that 300 became 2,000, then that 2,000 is something that you're going to be looking at pulling out in a year, 18 months, 24 months. Okay. And the reason I'm saying this, guys, is not for my benefit. It's for yours, because then we can get the greater projects. These people are going to look at it. What they're looking for, and they don't even know they're looking for it yet, is the community that can help drive a market cap up, maintain that market cap, and then as they launch stuff and build, it can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And so we're not asking people to try to figure out who that is or what that is. We're actually building algorithms and smart contracts that will determine who can be in phase 1, who can be in phase 2, and who needs to wait till they get to PancakeSwap. We're going to release that criteria. You'll know what it is, but we won't figure it out. It won't be Peter going, oh, sorry, Tom can't participate because I don't think Tom's the right person. It will look for, we will set a profile that says these are the best people to be involved in this project early, and they deserve to make the biggest return because they're going to provide the most value back to the entire community, the entire project. And somebody who gets in a project and gets out of a project, they're not providing a lot of value. They're actually taking value away. Those are people that can get in on PancakeSwap. They'll make lower returns, so they take less out of the project when they enter. So then buying the token has value, but they're going to extract it very shortly. So it has a limited amount of value. People that come in early that are able to hold that token will provide much more value to the project. And so we want them to make the biggest returns, because then at that point, they are going to hold for the longest period of time. If that makes sense to everybody, please put a 1 in the chat. And it doesn't matter if on YouTube or on there, right? Again, it's about building long-term residual value for ourselves and for the community members. Great. It makes sense to at least about a dozen of us or more, right? So if it doesn't make sense, that's okay. Moving forward from there. So we are making great progress, guys. We had talked about, and I saw some stuff in PTR, that we had talked about some big players coming on board. And I may have even mentioned this on another call before. And they're going to start promoting the Nexus ecosystem. They're very excited about it. We've had a few calls here and there, spatterings. A few have begun to engage a little bit. I'm happy to say that because of the position of one of the main people that were involved with it, he had to get clearance from the company that he's with. And he got that about a week ago. And we just had their first call on Tuesday night with a group of leadership of an offshoot of what they're doing, right? An additional group. And he's been already talking with his leaders, an organization of over 1 million people globally, an active organization of 1 million reps and customers, right? It's customer base. And that will begin this next week. Guys, I can never set the timing on when it's going to take off, right? All we know is these are the conversations we're having, and they fully committed to helping us get this thing to $1 trillion in the next 5 to 8 years. This is what I talked to the leadership about. I talked to them about creating 5 to 8, in the next 5 to 8 years, $1 trillion in wealth, having the majority of that wealth going out to the people the community, right, that supports it. Some goes to the dev teams, some goes to the projects we're working on, but the majority of that, right, is ending up 60-70% of that is ending up in the hands of the community that is supporting the token, right? The majority of it. So that means hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, if we accomplish the task, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars, $600-700 billion of wealth that we create for whatever the community size looks like, and people that maybe connect with the community, but not a part of that core community that we're building. And that is our goal to hit it, right? I don't mind stating what our goal is. And I don't think it can be done. I know it can be done. And the reason why is we've already watched Ethereum. I think if you take all the tokens that have built on the Ethereum network, and I know they have their own chain, but you take that in a spattering, it's probably already at about $1 trillion in wealth that's been created in that space, right? Right now, it's probably at around $1 trillion, maybe $800-900 billion. And the blockchain and crypto is really just getting started, in my opinion. It has not fully developed, so that means whatever they've built can be built actually bigger than that, right? What are the so Mark asked, what are the prognostications for 2022? Guys, we're going to launch great projects that have great teams behind them, that have great utility. Where crypto goes, I'm sure over the next 5 to 8 years, there'll be bull markets and there'll be bear markets, and we're going to build through all of those markets to build extremely great technology. A lot of the prognostications, hopefully I'm saying that right, for 2022 really depends on us as a community. The stronger community we build, the better our outcome can be, right? The bigger projects that will come to us sooner. If we can build the base of 5,000 to 10,000 true people that understand the long term of this and that hold, and we can put them in phase 1, phase 2, take the tokens to 30, 40, $50 million market caps, hold those, take it out, give the team the time to execute, deliver the products, start to bring in revenue in the door, which could take anywhere from a few months to 6 months to 9 months for that to happen. So like Catapult already has revenue coming in the door because we've launched a few projects. Insights will have revenue coming in the door probably in the next 30 days. It's been launched for about a month and a half. So that's 2.5, 3 month cycle to get money coming in the door. SafuFi probably about 2 months away as we build out the DAO, because we have people using safes. By the way, I believe over 600 safes have been set up. Millions of dollars in crypto is now being protected by SafuFi. So we are making progress in what it is our goal is to safely protect. So that progress is already being made. Now, we're very close, about 3 to 4 weeks away from being able to set up DAOs. That is when the True Badger contract DAO will be set up using multi-sig wallets to protect the smart contract, multi-sig wallets to protect the assets. And those will be filed for True Badger, Insights, and SafuFi. And then we'll begin to set up DAOs for other people. That's a revenue source for SafuFi. So that'll start bringing revenue, as well as we'll start to move towards some of the multi-purchase stuff, multi-person or multi-wallet purchase type situations, escrow, and then some other app services that will begin to issue that will generate revenue for the project, which ultimately will end up helping in the value, the market cap of that project. So I don't know where the crypto market is going to go in 2022 as a whole, the crypto market. So here's the thing is, in 2017, there was a bull market that was just every month after month after month after month, went up higher, a few little adjustments here and there. And then it went into 2018, and then there was a 80% crash in the market. And then it took 19 and then all of 18 and 19 to regrab momentum. And then in the summer of 2020, it took off like crazy and then has now run into up until about May of 2021. And now since May of 2021, it's been good for a week or two and then down and readjust it back down. Good for a couple weeks and then down. And it's been this kind of up and down, up and down, up and down for the entire rest since I think it's May. About May is when it started. So for the last 7 months, 7 months, it's been that way. So I don't know, there's no bull market for it to come down from because it really hasn't been. It's been more of a sideways market. Again, these are all my opinions. I am not a professional financial person. I am not an analysis. I can't read a chart to save my life, right? I don't know Fibonacci's. I don't know Fib this or Fib that or Fib anything, right? What I do know is I get up every day and I look and see what the overall market cap is worth. There's more tokens launching and the market cap isn't going up. There's more people getting into the space and the overall total market value is at what, 2.2 trillion. It had went up to 3 and it's back down to 2.2, 2.25. It's gone back down to $2.1 trillion, the total market. So that's how I analyze things and look at it. I look at what's happening and what's going on. So 2022 could be a real bull market, which could take this thing to 4, 5, 6 trillion dollar market cap. And then we can have a correction. I know a lot of the people that I guess are the brilliant people out there in the crypto space, they said that there was going to be the bull market was going to last till September. And then in September, October, there was going to be a bear market. But the problem is in May, that changed kind of their adjustments. I mean, most of them didn't change what they were saying, but it started to do more of this 1 week on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 1 week off, this kind of ping pong back and forth that has built it up. I know that in this year, I believe BNB since May has went from 680 was the high down all the way to about 320, Corey, something like that. Low 340, somewhere in there, and back up to 650 and has been bouncing around 5 something, right? So, again, definitely lower than before the summer of 2020, but it's been pretty much yo-yoing around. So my guess is I don't know, and we're going to keep building projects. So I do not believe that the potential of the blockchain has even scratched the surface yet, right? I don't even think it's even close to scratching the surface. And that's where the value of what we're building comes from. Cryptocurrency is a representation of that value. And so when I look at it and I say, does it matter what it does in 2022? No, because we're going to keep building, because even if it is a bear market in 2022, that means that there'll be a bull in 2023 or 2024. And we're going to be ready for that, because the projects that made it through 2017, 18, survived that adjustment. Those are the 10 and 3 and 5 and 6 and $4 billion projects today. Those are the ones that have high market caps, and the people that stuck with it have made phenomenal returns from that, or said, oh, there was a bear market, let me put more in, or let me get into the market. And now they've made those returns. Those are the ones that are buying their loved ones Ferraris for Christmas, right? Matter of fact, if you look at it, 2018 is when it went bust. I'm going to give you guys a real world example. In 2018, right after the bust, a small company called, at that time, Lava Labs released something called CryptoPunks. Okay, CryptoPunks were an experimental NFT project. Okay, so now remember, 2017, beginning of 18, Bitcoin reaches $20,000. Boom, crashes down to 33,000, 31, 3,200. At that time frame, some people said, oh, I'm getting away from this crypto stuff. Sadly enough, we were one of them, because we were building software and we didn't pay attention. In that time frame, 2018, Lava Labs released CryptoPunks, 10,000 of them, that the only cost to them was an 11 cents Ethereum transaction fee. Okay. 11 cents transaction fee. One person bought an NFT of a CryptoPunk with a face mask on. That NFT, not that long ago, sold for $11.7 million. So I want you guys to get the math correct. Somebody paid 11 cents for it, and this year sold for $11.7 million. That is a 100 million times return, not 100 million% return. It is a 100 million times return on that 11 cents, because somebody in 2018 in a bear market said, you know what? I believe crypto is going to survive. I think NFTs are going to be pretty cool. I'm going to go pay 11 cents and mint a JPEG of a CryptoPunk that's a computer generated pixel art that has a face mask on. That I don't know why they put a face mask on in 2018. That wasn't the pandemic, right? But maybe somebody knew something. I don't know. We'll have to ask them. Maybe the computer knew that it was coming. I don't know who knew, but somebody had to have known. So again, where there is the downside, guys, there is a tremendous amount of opportunity. A matter of fact, I do not believe that there was a single time when you could have went and even purchased Bitcoin and made that type of return. And remember, Bitcoin started, 11, 12 years ago, and CryptoPunks was simply 3 years ago. I'll go to another one. Bored Ape Yacht Club launched in the beginning of 2018. I mean, 2021, or the end of 2020. Within the last year, they launched. Few $100s. Today, the bottom floor price for one of those NFTs is over $200,000. That's the bottom floor. That's the least you would get for one. That was something you could put a couple $100 in. That is a 10,000x return, 10,000 times just in the last 11 or 12 months. So as we move forward, and Mark, again, long answer for a short question, right? I think the question had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words in it, or 5 words in a couple numbers. That long answer says it doesn't matter what happens in 2022. What matters is that we understand and believe that the blockchain is going to change the world more than any other technology that has ever been in existence. And that means more opportunity than that has ever been in existence for that. So I'm going to give you guys 2 examples. In the beginning of the 2000s, there was a crash in the e-commerce space, right? The internet space. Anybody who purchased Amazon at that time, Priceline at that time, purchased domain names. There was a gentleman who built a bot to snag all the crash had happened. He knew it was going to stay around. He built a bot that would snag names, because during the boom, of course, everybody's registering 100 names, right? I'm going to register this name, this name, this name, and they never used them. All he did was register names. He built a bot that took those registrations, snagged them, and he built placeholders. So if you would search for that name, it would come up and it would give you ads. I believe he sold that for, and again, it's been a while since I read the article, and this was 5-8 years ago. He sold that portfolio that he built after the crash for 300 something million, 400, $500 million, right? Of just park names that he was able to do, but he bought them right after the crash. 2008, there was a housing market crash. A lot of people said, oh, my house isn't worth what I owe on it. I'm going to let it go. Today, that house is worth more than what they owed on it, right? And I had friends that were building 18 homes, 20 homes, 25 homes. They let them all go because they couldn't afford to keep them. The people who bought those homes made fortunes. I was just looking at about a month ago at some of the companies that started at that time that started to acquire houses and the returns that they're making right now on those homes. So again, no matter where we go, 2022, boom year, bust year, we're in this for the long haul. And I know that this is going to set my family up for the next few generations because of the value of the blockchain. Whew. Why don't we open it up for some questions, buddy? I've talked long enough. I think everybody's like, does he ever slow down or stop talking?
Hi. There's just one question I put in the Zoom from YouTube. We've got people trying to get their heads around what you were saying, but it eventually will sink in.
I can sum it down to just like Mark's question. Huge opportunity, stick with it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Don't be a short-term thinker. Don't be somebody who's just, oh my God, it's going down, I need to sell. Hold, hodl, hodl.
Ooh, hodl.
All right.
So the only question I have, Peter, is
when's the staking start?
Yep.
How that gonna work? Compounding like time, Wonderland, DAO, or normal Tezos staking style? Great question, James. So essentially, we have built into the tokenomics, there's a wallet, a percentage of every swap in and swap out goes into the fund. The people that are staking will share in that fund. However, we've built a amount of tokens, 500 million or 500 billion to be exact. Or wait, yeah, 500 billion. There's 10. Wait, how many tokens do we have, buddy? 10 billion, 500 million. Got it right.
Yeah.
500 million tokens that are in that fund. What it will do is take the tax fund and then pay a bonus over the next 2 years. We're laying that out right now. The app is probably about a week away from being done and being completed. So I would say that we have to test it. So I would say that look for the first week in January, staking for SafuFied will start. The great part about it is the funds are still going into that account. So the people that stake early will 100% of that 2% fund in the tokenomics are going to go towards that. So it's going to be the first few weeks of staking is going to be the bonus and all these built up funds. So they're there. So whenever the staking is available, you transfer them in, going to be very nice return. So it will pay a variable return based on the fact of how many tokens are staked and the amount of money in the pool. And then there'll be out of the 500 million tokens, there'll be an additional bonus. That'll be a diminishing bonus, meaning it'll pay higher in the beginning and over time, and that will go down. The details will come out right about the time the staking app is finished. So hopefully that answers your question. I didn't want to, go with the Wonderland DAO and all that stuff, because then everybody would have to go look and see how that's set up. So the way that it is set up, I'll go over it one more time. In the tokenomics, every swap in, every swap out, there's a percentage of that goes into a wallet. That wallet is shared by all the people that are staking on a pro rata basis. The more you stake, the more of that you're going to get. On top of that, we've put 500 million tokens in a wallet, and those will be an additional bonus. So it'll be the 2% pool and an additional bonus on top of that. And that will be there. The name of my band, Diminishing Bonus. That's very good. Yeah. So the earlier you stake, the longer you stake, right? The more, of course, you're going to make on that. And so what'll happen is you'll stake your tokens, and then you'll have to claim your tokens, right? So this is the way it works in all staking. You determine when you claim them. You will pay a transaction fee when you claim them. There will be a period of time, and we're going to set the first period of time, but then the voting from the DAO, once that's set up, the community will decide whether it's 3 days after you unstake your tokens that they're available for sale, or there is a waiting period, guys. And I stake several projects. One has a 7-day, one has a 14-day, one has a 3 days. So when I decide to unstake those tokens, I can go ahead and claim those, but I'm going to wait 3 days, 5 days, or 7 days before I can actually get them back in my wallet and then if I want to liquidate them or whatever it is. So there is an unstaking period of time. Now, the rewards that I get, I can go claim those at any time, send those back to my wallet, and then cash those out, or I can restake them again, which is what I do. I take all my rewards and I restake them again, and I get more rewards and I restake them. And I only stake, guys. Here's my advice to you. I only stake with projects that I believe in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years are going to be dynamite projects. And my goal is the money that I put in is money that I say, I'm not going to touch that for 3 or 4 years. And what I'm going to do is keep letting that accumulate and keep letting it, compounding it and compounding it and compounding it. So let's say I put $1,000 in there to stake. The goal of that, let's say it's a 40% a year ROI on that staking. My goal is to take that every time it's worth it to do it, once a week, once every 2 days, go in and say, okay, the fee is 11, 14 cents to claim them. I've got $12 sitting there. I go in and claim that and then restake it. Now I have the 1,000, 11 or $12 there. Go back the next week and restake it and restake it. So the goal is to continue to accumulate that token, continue to compound that to where each time I'm getting more and more and more and more and more. And then in 3 or 4 years, I go and I say, yes, I have $21,000 now, or $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of tokens there, depending on because remember, there's 2 ways to do it. One is you're acquiring more tokens. And the second thing is that token value, hopefully, is going up in value. So I bought 10,000 tokens, let's say at 7 cents each, just to make it easy on me, $700 worth of tokens. I've staked them now. I've now taken my 10,000 tokens and turned them over 2 years into 20,000 tokens, but the token's not 7 cents anymore. It's 70 cents. So now I have 20,000 tokens at 70 cents a piece. I have 14,000. So my $700 in 2 years turned into $14,000. So that's kind of the idea on the staking side of things. The token, Rick asked the question, what token can we stake? The only token that we have staking with right now is Safufied. So the other 2, Insights and True Badger, get Reflection. I'll explain this real quick too. Reflection, guys, we loved Reflection. We thought, wow, this is great. Everybody gets tokens. The problem is when you say everybody gets tokens, so do people that come in and buy the token, let's say on Tuesday and sell it on Wednesday, right? What we really want to do with the reward side of this is to reward the people that are really providing the most value to the project, and the people that provide the most value in the base of the project are people that are willing to hold. And that's why staking pulls those out of circulation, puts them in a wallet. It gives at least 3 to 7 days for it to unstake. So you're not going to, those people are much less likely to panic sell and then, of course, bring down the market cap, which then provides additional value to the project. Okay. And that's the reason for it. Okay. Would we be able to build a bot that you could set in regards to staking? George, that's a great question. I've not thought of that. We'll have to look into it. Yeah, and I do understand. But I got to tell you, George, part of the fun of it, and I do it a lot, is going in. So one of the other values to staking and having to claim it, and this is one where when you say, hey, we build a bot, George never has to look at it, right? It just goes in and restakes and restakes and restakes and restakes. Part of the thing is I get to go visit the project, right? I get to go to the page. It keeps it on my mind. Oh, I've got to go restake this token. And so I log in, I go and I look. And so there is advantages to having it be done manually. Also, too, is if I'm not paying attention to the project, I don't restake it. So that's more for the people that are paying attention. Because here's the goal. Again, guys, this is about community. It's not just people holding the token. It's engaged people that are holding the token. And that's where staking really comes into effect, is that you have that engagement on it. All right. Any other questions, guys, that we have for today? Anything we missed covering, buddy?
Oh, I think that's it. I'm checking YouTube again.
The possibility of huge communities coming in, cranking our market caps. We've got other projects we're working on and getting ready to launch. We've got huge technology. We're getting ready to enter the NFT space. Again, I'll give that warning on the NFTs. When you buy tokens or swap into tokens, depending on what you're doing there, centralized, decentralized exchange. There's a liquidity pool. Very easy to exit out of a token. NFTs, on the other hand, you need to find a buyer for them. There's not a liquidity pool. And I want to make sure that everybody understands as we move towards NFTs. NFTs can have huge returns, but it also could be something where you put it up for sale and nobody wants to purchase it at that time. And so you don't have as much accessibility to the value of that NFT as you would with a token with good liquidity. Now, I will tell you, I have some tokens that have, if I go look, there's a market cap there, but there's no liquidity, so I can't sell them. So you can end up in that situation with a token. When I talk about the difference, it's a good project with liquidity, not bad projects that don't have any liquidity at this point. Any updates or news on SpyWolf? Great, thank you, Bolt. Yeah, we've entered into a partnership with SpyWolf. They've done our first audit, which you guys can go see on the True Badger site. So we've been audited by Tech Rate, and now the contract has been re-audited from SpyWolf, passed with flying colors. It's good to get a second audit done after the amount of time. We will again, once we implement the full DAO for True Badger, and I'm hoping by the end of January, we will have the contract re-audited again once we get that done. So every time there's a major change in any of this stuff, they are working on right now auditing Insights and auditing Safufied. So they are working on both of those contracts right now. We will let you know when they're done. Also, if you said, hey, SpyWolf looks like a pretty good token, I got some extra cheese laying around, right? A little extra cash or BNB. I'm going to go ahead and get some SpyWolf tokens. Well, I won't even get into anything about that, but I want to go ahead and get some SpyWolf tokens. We will be building right now. It's in the process. Probably take about 2 weeks, I'll say, because of the holidays. We'll build an app for Safufied. So if you want to, you can move those from your wallet to your safe. So that'll be available in the next couple of weeks. It's our first non-Nexus one that has been built there. By the way, guys, we will do, if you see an app in the back of Safufied and we build the app for it, we've done vetting to make sure there's a team behind it, make sure there's utility, make sure there's, it's a good project. Okay. Doesn't mean it's going to be successful, but it does mean that you won't find any apps back there for, projects that don't have good utility, that don't meet our criteria for the Nexus ecosystem, even though they may not be a Nexus ecosystem token, but they meet the criteria at least for us to build an app in the back there for us to put in there as a Safufied app. All right, let's see. Anything else, guys? Did that answer your question, Bolt? Hopefully that was what you were looking for there. George, when you get a chance, can you send us some of the music from your band, Diminishing Bonus? I'd love to hear some of it. All right. All right. Very good. Well, guys, the holiday is, lots of people are probably wanting to go do some last minute shopping. Maybe some people, how many people right now are probably baking in their kitchen, or somebody's baking in their kitchen, making pies? Tonight is not an AMA, Bob. Tonight is a party. We're just going to play music. We're going to have a good time. I don't even know. They may be able to keep me to be quiet from any business stuff. I'm not going to promise that. I'm not going to promise that there won't be, I won't say anything about, because I'm kind of a one-track mind person, but we will have some dancing. Tim, lots of cookies are being made. Anybody else baking? My wife is up there making pies and, laying out stuff for tomorrow night's dinner and Christmas dinner. That's why I asked. I can smell the food cooking. I haven't eaten yet today, and my wife is up there baking away and making the house smell like a wonderful world of baking. Because some people are like, why the heck did he bring up baking? Right? It's because I can smell it. And I'm hungry. Okay, that's the reason for that. So, Yes, the Greek pastry shops. Is that where you go get all your bakery stuff from there, George? Is the Greek pastry shops? Oh, you're the taster, Tim? That's awesome. Yes. All right. Well, I'll be looking for my box to show up, George, with a sampling of those Greek pastries from Chicago. That'll be wonderful. All right. He's done. No, don't send me anything, George. I'm only kidding. It's a joke, because I got to tell you, sometimes I joke and then I like shows up at the door and I'm like, no, I was only kidding, right? I got to tell you guys, I got some toffee with chocolate on top of it. Oh my goodness, it was dangerous. And then of course, if Carolyn, she's the one of our onboarding specialists, right? Part of our team. If she ever offers you a ginger snap cookie, take it. I mean, absolutely. Corey, where are you? Are you off screen for? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't take it because you'll never stop. I blame my COVID 30 on her.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, that's
good. I don't blame you. I love them.
Hey guys, we're done for the call today, guys. We're just sitting here chatting. Holidays here. We're gonna have a good time. Lots of food, family, friends. Maybe a few gifts here for people. I think though the biggest gift you can do for yourself is to hodl. Give us the chance to turn these into 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, billion-dollar projects, and not just have a little something that changes your life, but something that truly puts you on the path to economic freedom, because you build enough of a thing. And I'm saying this from experience, guys. I've sold out of tokens I regret. I'm telling you right now, flat out. I can give you a dozen examples of. I guarantee you, Corey wishes he held on to his first Bitcoin that he bought back in 2013. Right? He regrets ever selling it, even when it got to 20,000 or whatever it is. If he just would have held it, the position that he would be in would be tremendous. An example of that is someone in PTR who bought a Bitcoin in 2013 for a little over $100, that when they finally found it and got to it, it was worth well over $60,000, right? That's the kind of stories where if he would have knew it was there, maybe he would have sold it in 2018. Maybe he would have sold it in 2017, or maybe. And a lot of people, I think it's, I don't remember who it was, but somebody from PTR said they bought some, it went up to $1,000. They sold out of it, thought they were a genius, made a bunch of money, only to have it go up to 20, come back down to 3, and now go to, $50,000, $60,000. So again, another situation where holding it would have been better, because probably most of the people that cashed it out probably spent it, or maybe put it into a rug pull, or who knows what, right? So anyway, guys, thank you for joining us today. We've got a very, very bright 2022, 2023, 2024. We're just going to continue to build. Oh yeah, Bart bought at 400, sold at 800. Totally me. And Bart, you thought you were a genius at that time, didn't you, buddy? Come on, admit it. You were brilliant, weren't you? You doubled your money. All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you. And thank you. Corey, any last thing you want to say? Come to tonight's party. Bring your own eggnog. Hey, bring your own eggnog, and it can be adult eggnog if you want it to, right? So everybody's going to be at home. So if you want to just absolutely have a few drinks, that's okay, because you're not driving. And you're going to be there. Yeah. Spike the eggnog. Have a good time.
Yeah. And guys, just get, if you have any fears about coming on camera, get over them. It's time to get together and have a good time. Come up on the panel, have a good time, wear your crazy, ugly Christmas sweaters and just let loose. It's time to come together.
Give away some crypto prizes tonight. I don't know. There may be a surprise NFT for the people that show up, maybe something like that, that that they can claim in a few weeks when our NFT stuff is up. Who knows what's going to happen? So great stuff, guys. We're going to have a good time. And like Corey said, come up on the panel. We'd love to see you, get to know you. We're a community. Make some friends, right? Get to know some other people in the crypto space. So when we get wealthy together, we're not just, a bunch of strangers, right? We know who to hang out with, and who made enough money to go borrow their Ferrari or stay on their boat or, visit their. That's the beautiful thing I love about this whole thing is all these guys that I'm working with, and a lot of you guys will get so wealthy that I can borrow your stuff because I don't have to buy it then, right? I'll be able to borrow Corey's jet. Be like, why would I buy a jet? Corey's got one. I'll just use his. Oh, Bart's got a jet. Bart likes me. Hey, Bart, can I borrow your jet? Right? This is my thought process in the whole thing. Make people wealthy enough where they have really cool stuff I can borrow. Right? I want to know who's getting the Bugatti. If you're going to buy a Bugatti, put a 1 in the chat so I can write your name down, because I'd like to drive one at some point, but I don't want to buy one. I just want to borrow it. Anything you'd like to borrow, Corey, that maybe they can?
Just some gas for the jet.
Gas for the jet? Well, I don't know if you can borrow that because you're going to use it up. But if they give you the gas, can they go on the jet with you?
Yeah, it's a barter system.
It's a barter system. Okay. One of the things I'd like to do is, stay in a really nice place in Aspen. I don't want to buy one. They're way overpriced, but would love to have one. So anybody here want to buy a house in Aspen? Maybe I can stay with them or stay at their house when they're not using it. George wants one. All right. I know George will let me stay there. Absolutely. I have a place to stay there. A Ford Rapture on the list. That they're phenomenal, right? A friend of mine had one. An absolutely beautiful truck. I mean, what an amazing beast of a truck there. Anything else? Oh, Fiji. I got to tell you guys, Mike, I love Fiji. I've been to Fiji twice. A matter of fact, there is a beach where the Blue Lagoon was filmed, the actual beach. I've stood on the beach where it was filmed. We went there. We were going to build a resort. And Mike, we probably need to. I know the people, the political people, the whole government in there. I wanted to build an eco-friendly resort on the bay where Blue Lagoon was formed. We're going to build it out over the water, glass bottom things. There's an amazing jungle behind it. And I've actually been there. I went and met with the chief of the tribe that controls that island. And we were going to build there. Oh, he owns. So, and I actually almost, you guys know Fiji water, of course, right? Fiji water is like here. There's actually a well that's a little bit higher up that has a higher silica count. Beautiful water. I mean, it is the most amazing water that I've ever tasted in my entire life. We were going to try to do another brand of water, but in the contract that Fiji Water had with the government, there couldn't be. They knew this well existed, so they got a contract that said if you drove there, it's more miles away, but without a road, it's within the boundaries of it. And so that water was unable to be mined. So I did a lot of stuff in Fiji. Actually, I've been in the Fiji Times. There was a story written about me and one of my companies. We were going to build skateboards in Fiji. Come to find out, there's too much moisture, and Fiji has an amazing amount of hardwoods because when it was found, when the people from India went over to Fiji, and I know you guys are like, why is he even talking about these stories? Just because I'm on here and I can, right? Because Corey's not going to cut me off. So anyway, they came and they did all these mahogany fields and all this amazing hardwoods to do there. And we were going to make skateboards out of them. And so I was over there, met with all the government officials and stuff, and we're going to do that. Yes, annexed. I've heard that story. Yep. So 85 acres. Mike, we're going to have to get together. Is it beachfront? Is it an island there? Or is it in the mainland of Fiji? Oh, yeah, we'll have to talk about that because I'd love to buy it. We almost bought a resort, too. There was a coup. These coups are like nobody dies in the coups, right? So don't worry about that. It's not a violent coup. It's a very unviolent one. But anyway, there was a coup and the price of a resort went from 20 million down to it was being sold for a few million. We tried to buy it, but it got bought out from underneath us on that side. So anyway, love Fiji. Want to go there. We'll go there again. Want to take my family there. And we want to build a resort there. So that is actually probably where Nexus Ecosystem Island will be somewhere in Fiji. no chance of an invasion ever from anybody in Fiji. All right, Kava.
Yeah, just so you guys know, the only reason Peter's leaving now is because we have a meeting.
Aha, we have a meeting. I have to go.
And also, guys, tonight, when you're coming, just raise your hand to come on the panel. Make sure you accept the invite. All you do is click raise hand. We'll bring you on, and make sure you click I accept, and we'll see you on there.
Raise this hand. You have to raise the hand on the Zoom.
Well, yeah, we probably won't see you unless you're on camera doing that. Yes.
All right. Excellent.
Happy holidays, you guys. We'll see you.
If you're not on tonight's party, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Excited to